Hey guys, welcome to episode number 10 of the ranking of my favorite albums, where we go from my least favorite to my favorite. Today I have a very special guest who I met. What's your name?
Rachel.
Rachel. What do you do, Rachel?
I'm your girlfriend.
Okay. Well, she happens to love this band, and we wanted to do it together. So, what is the name of the band?
The Doors.
The Doors.
Yes.
So, I mean, this is actually pretty easy. They've got 6 albums, actually 9 total if you want to include American Prayer, which is basically Jim Morrison reciting poetry. They did 2 albums. What are the names of the albums? They got Other Voices that came out in 71 and Full Circle that came out in 72, but that was after Jim Morrison passed away. And what did you think about those albums?
It was hard for me to decide, my least favorite to my favorite, because I think they're all really good. And in high school, that's all I listened to was The Doors and Jimi Hendrix and Led Zeppelin. So
Cool. Right on. I mean, no, I'm talking about the albums after Jim passed away, though. Those are not we're not gonna, they'd be at the bottom of our list, right?
They would be at the bottom of my list. They just weren't very good.
I agree.
They were trying to carry on for Jim, but it just wasn't the same.
It just wasn't memorable. It's just very, it's kind of hard to get through, wasn't it? So they would be at the bottom of both of our list, I would agree.
Yeah.
So I guess starting with that, I'm gonna let you go first, baby.
You let me go first?
Mm-hmm. What would be in number 6?
Okay, so starting with my least favorite to my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Again, it was very hard for me to decide because I love the Doors. I love everything they did. I would have to say that my least favorite, or number 6, would be Soft Parade. A little bit dark. Just wasn't a huge fan of that one. Number 5.
I'm gonna give you my number 6. That's
sorry.
Okay. That's all right. We'll just do 6, then we'll do
Okay.
5 and all
Okay.
that. But my number 6, you could have kept it up, is I agree. And we don't know each other's list, by the way.
No, we do not.
Is the Soft Parade as well. I mean, I like all these albums, by the way. I mean, I think
I
you
do too.
The
I
ones
like
we're
them
gonna
all.
do.
It was very hard to decide.
But I like this album too. It's different, very different. I mean, Tell All the People is very brassy, a lot of brass instruments. Touch Me, it's probably my favorite song on the album.
Touch
Yeah,
Me.
Running Blue is really cool, and the song Soft Parade's cool. But yeah, we got to go in some kind of order. So my number 6, and your number 6 is Soft Parades. Number 5.
So my number 5 was Strange Days of the Doors. I mean, I like it. There's a few songs on here, Moonlight Drive, Strange Days. I like those. It was just probably one of my favorites, but my least.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we can keep it up. So far, we're the same,
we're
baby.
the same.
Yeah. Number 5 for me is Strange Days too. I mean, again, I like this album a lot, actually. I love the song Strange Days. Your Lost Little Girl, Love Me 2 Times is one of my favorite songs.
Yes, agreed.
Moonlight Drive's a great song. But when the music is over, but I mean, again, I think we can agree. We love all these albums, but we have to go in order. So my number 5 too is Strange Days.
That's
So
funny.
your number 4.
All right, so my number 4 is Waiting for the Sun. I like a lot of songs on this album. It was really good. I mean, there's just a lot of good songs on this. It's hard for me to see all of them here, but just a really good album. Waiting for the Sun.
Well, my number 4 is the self-titled album, The Doors. I like this album a lot. I mean, of course, it's got Light My Fire, which if I never heard that again, it'd be too soon for me. But I mean, The Crystal Ship's probably my favorite song on the album. I love that song. 20th Century Fox is cool. I mean, The End is, of course, very cool.
Yes.
But so my number 4 would be The Doors. And this is hard to rank because I almost have this a little higher. I love this album,
Yeah.
so.
It was very hard for me to decide.
Mm-hmm.
So number 3 is LA Woman. Love this album. I love all the songs on it. Love Her Madly, LA Woman, I mean, Riders on the Storm. Horse Sits by My Window. I like it all.
Okay, my number 3. I have to look at the list. Waiting for the Sun, which, oh my gosh, it's almost my number 2. Love this album. I mean, Love Street is one of my favorite songs.
Mm-hmm.
What is Spanish Caravan? Great
Yes,
song. I mean,
very
it's
good
just
song.
it's a good album. These were hard to rank because I like all these albums. I don't dislike
do
any
too.
of
I
the ones
don't
we're
like-
ranking.
I don't dislike any of them. I like them all. It's hard to put them in order of which I like.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
So,
Yeah. But that's not my number 3. And your number 2?
My number 2, and I went back and forth quite a few times, and this was their first The Doors self-titled album. It was hard for me to decide between number 2, and I went back and forth, like I said, a few times. I love Soul Kitchen. Of course, Light My Fire, 20th Century Fox. I mean, all of the hits, but it was just a really good album. So I enjoyed their first album a lot. So.
Yeah. And my number 2 is, oh yeah, well, yeah, I guess I did know my top 2 actually, because I love this album. This is almost my number 1. I love this album. Morrison Hotel. Just a great album, man. God, I love this album. Roadhouse Blues is a little overplayed on the radio, but man, it's a great song. Waiting for the Sun. Peace Frog is cool. Ship of Fools, Lynn Ho. Indian Summer is such a beautiful song.
It is.
Yeah, it's a great song. But that's my number 2 is Morrison Hotel. And now we're to our number 1, baby.
My number 1 is If You Left It Up, Morrison Hotel. I love every song on this album. I've been listening to it probably the last 2 weeks in my car.
Really?
Just on repeat. At Blue Sunday.
That's a
And
great
Everything
song. I forgot
Besides
about that
Indian
one.
Summer that you sent me. So yeah.
I did send you that
This is
song.
my
It makes me
favorite.
think of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a great song. Yeah, it's a great song. And my number 1 is always been my number 1. It's a dark album. I mean, this is the last thing they ever did, and that's L.A. Woman. I don't think there's a bad song on here. The Changling, Love Her Madly, Been Down So Long is a great song. L.A. Woman's been played a lot, but it's still a great song. And Crawling King Snake.
Yes. Yeah.
Riders on the Storm. I mean, The Wasp. I like Texas Radio and the Big Beat. That's a cool song
that
too.
is a good song.
I like it because it's so different from the other albums, but kind of actually they progressively. When did their first album come out? Early '67, late '66.
67.
Yeah, and then I mean, such a short period of time that would never happen today.
Right.
Things were
No,
so
they
different
did.
then.
Their albums were their
Just
time
boom, boom,
frame
boom.
super short.
Just like Hendrix and everything, which we'll do together too.
Mhm.
We're gonna do Hendrix, right?
Yeah.
All right. But so anyway, that's my number 1. And real quick, I mean, we just watched this film. I mean, what did you think about it? Johnny Depp narrated.
It was a great film. It was very good and a lot of
You're
live
Strange.
footage that you don't see
Yeah.
anywhere else
It
about
was really good.
the Doors and their tours and things. So,
Yeah, it was really good.
Mhm.
And highly recommend this too. I mean, in concert. I mean, Jim was a trip, man. I mean, definitely the Miami incident.
Yes.
It was pretty wild, wasn't it?
Yes.
Do you think he really did that?
I don't think so.
You Google it if you can't figure out what we're talking about. But, all right. Well, thanks for checking it out. We're gonna do more together, right?
Yes,
Do
baby.
Jimi Hendrix,
Yeah.
Alice in Chains, maybe. You like Alice in Chains?
Alice in Chains would be good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, thanks for checking it out, guys, and I'll talk to you soon. I don't know what I'm gonna do next. I'm gonna figure it out.
Mm.
I don't know. Thanks, guys. Later.